Hey everyone, welcome. My name is Peter Moinroy and I'm coming at you from New Zealand. Welcome to another session all about Groove Card. It's just a candid talk about, e-commerce. And if you're joining us live, just put a hashtag live in the chat, or if you're joining us for the replay, put a hashtag replay. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. It's actually 10 p.m. on a Tuesday night here in New Zealand. I know we're ahead of everybody else in the world. So it's fairly late at night. I just want to welcome everybody along for this session, because there's another kind of side to e-commerce that I want to talk about, and that is wholesalers. Now we've gone on. I know I've harped on about drop shipping and all that sort of thing, but have you ever looked into wholesalers in terms of buying bulk? All right, so let's just say that you've got a product that you want to actually sell. You want to buy it in bulk. You think it's a great product. You've done your tests. You've done your research and everything else, and you want to buy in bulk. Whether it might be you want to sell on Amazon, eBay, or Etsy, or wherever, but you want to have the product on demand so that you can ship it out straight away without any delay, and just get it to your customer as soon as possible. So if you've ever thought about that, then maybe this is something that you want to kind of tune into, because I have done that with Amazon. I have actually bought bulk. I have shipped to Amazon, and I have also, got some traction on there and selling product. Some of the products that I used to sell, you would probably, you wouldn't even think would be great sellers, but things like rubber gloves and cotton, steel cotton wool. Your typical white chalk. There's quite a few things. Scoops, plastic scoops with measuring marks on the actual scoop itself. So just a range of things that were actually really good sellers, and until you run out, of course. And when you run out and you can't get it anywhere else, then it becomes a bit of an issue. But anyway, I just want to talk to you about wholesalers and what they can do for you. Now, there are a couple of wholesalers. There are actually quite a few wholesalers out there. There's so many, and I touched on that last week with India Mart. Their wholesaler Alibaba is also a wholesaler as well as a drop shipper. So there's quite a few different big companies out there that have actually started to turn to drop shipping. All right, so let me just talk about maybe a couple of them. I'm going to talk about I'm going to talk about Wholesale Central. Now, Wholesale Central is a comprehensive directory for wholesale suppliers across a wide range of product categories, like clothing, electronics, and gifts, and it caters to retailers and drop shipping or drop shippers, okay, that look for suppliers that are in the US and internationally. Now, so at the end of the day, Wholesale Central provides for both. Now, the word wholesale kind of gives it away, because at the end of the day, if you want to buy wholesale, which generally means if you want to buy bulk, you're going to get a better price than drop shipping. Drop shipping normally tracks a more higher price, because it could be from one item to maybe 3 items, whereas wholesale can actually track a much cheaper price, if you like, so long as you buy in bulk. All right, and so there's some advantages to it. Now, in terms of the Wholesale Central, the platform does not require a registration fee for buyers, which is ourselves, and making it accessible for businesses of all sizes. So it also includes additional resources such as trade shows, trade show listings, and free magazine with industry insights. Now, the trade show listings, so They have trade shows all over the US, and if you're interested in going along and going to some of these trade shows to meet some of these suppliers that are actually listed on Wholesale Central, then you can actually strike up a relationship with them, have a talk to them about what your plans are in terms of, what who you are. You might be a retailer. You could be a brick and mortar shop, okay? You might be selling items from out of your brick and mortar store. And you might also have an online presence. Okay, so at the end of the day, you get to meet these suppliers or these supply owners, firsthand. You get to meet them in person, where you can actually strike up the relationship. And, it's always great to be able to talk to the owners of the actual organization or the company in order, when it comes to, talking about the products that you actually require, your needs, your requirements, whatever it might be. There's nothing better than a face-to-face or one-on-one type engagement when it comes to all these sorts of things. Which brings me on to my next one, which is Alibaba. Okay, but before I do that, actually, let me just show you Wholesale Central. I'm going to bring them up and give you a little bit of an idea, what they do. Okay, so this is Wholesale Central. Like it says, there's no fee that you need to actually pay to be a member of this. I've been part of Wholesale Central, I think, as long as probably, it may be even longer than 6 or 7 years. Actually, might even be like probably the whole 17 years that I've been actually involved with e-commerce. So, but this is what this site looks like. It's America's leading B2B, so business to business directory. And, you've got like popular categories here. You've got Amazon FBA suppliers. Now, if you're not too sure what FBA means fulfillment by Amazon. So if you're actually with Amazon and you're looking at, buying, products from one of the Wholesale Central suppliers or from Wholesale Central, then, they're actually Amazon FBA friendly, which means, they could probably do things like make sure that the packaging is right for the product, that is to Amazon's requirements. So when it gets into Amazon warehouses, they don't need to actually redo it or charge you extra costs for actually, repackaging your items, because there is a standard when it comes to Amazon, certain size, certain amount of products within a package, blah, 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 box size. It varies. It's very, very a complex scenario. But these guys will actually make sure that it's all packaged properly, correctly to Amazon's requirements. So those are the things that that these guys can do. They're not only a supplier, but they also can be a packaging or Amazon packaging facility as well. Now, I had to deal with those sorts of packaging companies or fulfillment companies, if you like, back in 2018, where you didn't actually have this as a service that you could actually tap into from the suppliers. Suppliers would just supply the item. You would tell them to send it to a center where that had repackaged everything before it actually sent it into Amazon. Now, if you didn't do that, what would actually happen if you sent it straight to Amazon? Amazon would write you a letter or an email, and they'll send it to you and say that your items are not packaged to the requirements. We require you to actually have them, packaged certain amount of size, box, blah blah blah, with the proper labeling on it too. By the way, it had to have proper labeling and it had to be positioned, correctly on the box. And there was such a big, process behind it in order to do that. And so you really needed to do that before it got to Amazon. Otherwise, they would charge you quite a bit to do that for you. And you were kind of like stuck between a wall and a hard place. If that was the case, if your product got there and you had no other choice but to pay them to do that. And they do charge quite a bit. So this is Wholesale Central, and I guess the best way to navigate around this is to either pick the popular categories. There is a category called drop shippers. If you go onto that, then you can kind of get an idea who the drop shippers are. They actually got a kind of list. Remember, if I showed you last week, I think it was SaleWho, and it was a directory. And this is kind of a directory, but you can filter it down to drop shippers, and it will show you all the drop shippers in this directory. So if any of these actually resonate with you, we've got the perfume spot. I used to sell perfume, by the way. I never used to deal with these guys, but obviously they've only been going since 2020. But the family has been in wholesale perfume business since 1986, supplying pharmacies as well as other retailer stores. So this got some bit of muscle behind this. Now, just like the SaleWho, these guys here actually vet all their suppliers, the people that list on here, so that you know that they are actually legit and they're not gonna, they're not out there to rip you off. We've also got, ones like suppliers or wholesalers in Melbourne, Australia, which is a lot more closer to me. What else have we got here? License plates and signs, Smart Blonde, never heard of them. But, like these are all drop shippers, all right? So maybe you can actually get some ideas about what sort of niche you might want to get into by just even looking at this. Tiger Wholesale, unbeatable deals on wholesale bonds. Okay. Better home products. Over the last 30 years, we have nurtured. So 30 years is a long time. These guys have got some credibility behind them, right? Bulk buy outlet. Now, if you want to have a look at these guys, I mean, you've got profile. You can have a look at the profile. You can actually call them as well. Let me have a look. They're wholesale. They're not. Okay, that kind of doesn't say that they're actually drop shippers, but let's have a look. Okay, well, this is an important thing. We don't require minimum order quantities. When you purchase larger volume, you may buy onesies and twosies. So you can buy one item, two item, whatever, but or a mix of SKUs and whatever quantities you need. Or shop per case, pallet, per truckloads, at even lower prices. So there's a whole range of different things. They do offer drop shipping at no extra cost. You can start your own online resale business, posting our products online, and we will ship your orders out same or next business day. Same or next business day. No cost of carrying inventory. Okay, which is pretty much what we all know. All right, so they will do that, which is really cool. I think this may be their website. So if we go to their website, what I like about these directories is they give you numbers, they give you email addresses, they give you contact numbers to actually reach these people. So it makes a huge difference when you can engage with them directly rather than through a third party. All right, so it gives you an idea what they've got there. Volume loads, closeout liquidation. So closeout liquidation sales, basically. These are probably like what are they? Okay, close. Okay. Oh, I mean, you got to navigate around and you got to have a look at these sort of things. So, that's just one store, obviously. Let me go back and let's go back to here. What are the ones we've got? Old Town Soap Co. Looks like they deal in soap, maybe even candles and stuff like that. We provide cold port distribution. We provide wholesale products to Amazon FBA sellers, which is fulfillment by Amazon sellers. Okay, if you're not too sure what FBA means, what it means is that if you want to sell on Amazon, but you want them to take care of everything, they will take care of like the delivery, they will take care of the support phone calls about your product, they will take care of the refunds. Of course, you will have to pay the refund back. So basically, there will be a fee involved if they have to refund the client. All right, they will take care of the returns, everything. They'll take care of everything. That's what FBA actually entitles you to. You are paying a fee for FBA, so you need to take that to consideration. If you are an FBM, it is fulfillment by merchant, which is yourself. Okay, it's yourself, or maybe a big company such as maybe, I don't know, Samsung or whoever that actually will actually take care of the the processing, the order processing, and everything else. Or it may be just someone that is actually literally working from home, and they will take care of the orders. But the thing about that is that with Amazon is that they don't kind of like the fact that you do that. So what it means is that you don't get first priority in terms of like their support or anything like that. So at the end of the day, if you're doing FBA, it means that you're paying for their support, you're paying for their service. But if you're doing FBM, you need to make sure you've got all your I's dotted, all your T's crossed, and make sure that your deliveries get out on time. If they don't, say for instance, one of your orders doesn't get out on time, it doesn't have that turnaround that you actually have promised in your, I guess, in your Q&A or terms and conditions, and if you do that more than once, twice, or even if it continues to happen all the time, Amazon will have a word with you, and they may even just shut down your account, right? Because you're not actually meeting your obligations. Because Amazon typically, the reason why they do FBA and the reason why they have a whole a storage facility for your products is so that they can deliver your product out pretty much the same day. All right, and that it gets out to their customers, or your customers, I should say, ultimately their customers on time within the guaranteed delivery day. But if you're actually not an Amazon or FBA or fulfillment by Amazon, and you're FBM, fulfillment by merchant, and you're not, I guess, standing up to the requirements, then it's going to actually go against you, and you may not be an Amazon seller for long. So those are some of the things, requirements. That's just a little bit about Amazon. That's not a lot, but there's a lot more that you need to actually learn about if you're doing FBA. But those are some of the traps you can fall into if you decide you're going to just do it as a merchant. You're just going to fulfill the orders by merchant. Anyway, look, getting back to this, you can see there's a few more wholesalers. They will stipulate in the information if there are actually drop shippers, as well as you can see here. I'm not too sure what this one is. Bling Master. I'm guessing it's jewelry. So casual watches, pendants, earrings, bracelets. Let's have a look at their website. Okay, hip hop dropship. I like the pun on that. All right, this is cool. So if you're into this sort of stuff, and if you've got a market for it, then maybe look at this. So they do drop shipping as well. All right. Let me just have a look at down here. Contact us. So you can see they're in Houston, Texas. So a lot of these suppliers are actually in the US. All right. So it may be a great, if you're coming from that angle, this might be a good thing to actually look into if this is your kind of niche. I think they've got some really cool stuff here, and it almost inspires me to create a store just selling this sort of stuff. All right. Because I can create a I guess I could create a niche around this. Okay, so that is, well, this was wholesalecentral.com. It costs you nothing to actually sign up, all right? And you can actually subscribe to their regular newsletter, any updates. They'll send you like dates for like trade shows, all that sort of stuff. And if it's in your area, you can go along and you can actually converse with the some of the suppliers. Which brings me to what I was saying before, Alibaba, Alibaba.com. Okay, this is obviously this is a an Asian wholesaler or directory, if you like. So a lot of manufacturers, wholesalers, distributors that are based in Asia, Hong Kong area, all that sort of, all that sort of area. And at the end of the day, there are literally thousands of companies over there, and they're all vying for international business. So at the end of the day, they want to deal with you. Okay, they want to do business with you. Now, I have had experience with Alibaba in a wholesale sense. I have back in 2018, I was looking at importing trailers. I actually got, and I'll tell you the story behind what I did. So 2018, I was looking at importing trailers. I saw one of their trailers, or one of their companies that was actually on their directory, and I engaged with them. So let me just clarify. With Alibaba, they also vet their suppliers, all right, and they rate them. Okay, and a lot of the rating is done by reviews and all that sort of thing, and they have different tiers. So if I show you one of the suppliers, let me show you the one that I actually dealt with recently, which is this one here. Okay, this is Snow Waves, all right, and this is actually their site on Alibaba. All right, so they actually have a website on Alibaba, and this trailer here is the trailer that I was actually looking at. Now, I did actually import one of these trailers. The one I got was actually a sample, so you can actually get samples. Now, keep in mind, samples are not cheaper, right? They can be more expensive because you're actually ordering one item, and so they can be expensive. And I'm going to probably give you the ins and the outs when it comes to importing from China. Or should I say the pros and the cons, however you want to look at it. I imported one of these trailers. I'm not too, if I go back to, here's my order base here. This is the trailer, as you can see here. It actually was 1,200. If you have a look here, this trailer was 500 to 1,000. It's minimum order, but I didn't do it as an order. I did it as a sample. Okay, so it's a big difference. So samples can actually attract a little higher price. I was looking at sort of an ongoing selling these trailers, like here in New Zealand. In fact, these trailers are still not that well known in New Zealand. There was only one distributor, if you like, or business up probably maybe 3-4 hours away from me in terms of selling these trailers. And I think they don't sell them anymore because, like me, things went quiet in the COVID, and I decided to, we couldn't do much. I've never really revisited it, but I will. The only reason why I probably would revisit it is because if you have a look at this combination of colors, they can do whatever color you want. Now, these are actually spin mold. They're not injection mold. Now, let me tell you the difference. Injection mold is when they inject the, composite into a mold, whereas spin mold is that they put the composite within a mold and then they spin it around and they use centrifugal force to actually create the mold. All right, you get it? Anyway, that's what they do. So these are spin mold. I think there might be even another name for that. I'm not absolutely sure. But as you can see, these are just a variety of colors. Now, the reason why I thought these would be great trailers, one, is because they're lightweight. They weigh under half a ton. They come as a kit set, and they are so easy to put together. They're not hard. Now, I did actually like the quality of them because the actual springs underneath them were actually 5-leaf springs. And if you're kind of like a male and you know what I'm talking about when it comes to springs, 5-leaf is actually quite a lot. In fact, I got a friend of mine who's an engineer to actually have a look at it, and he said, he can't see why I couldn't even carry a ton on that trailer, but half a ton is fine. These are actually like camping trailers, or just luggage trailers, but they're very lightweight. And believe me, when you're towing these are actually just great fun. You wouldn't even notice that they're actually you're towing a trailer. But the colors, I saw these trailers as multi-purpose. All right, not just for camping, not just for luggage, but also for sports clubs and for their sports gear. Like, say, for instance, rugby clubs. We have, like most rugby clubs here in New Zealand, have two-tone colors on their uniform or on their jerseys, either black and red or black and yellow or black and white or blue and white. They have those various colors. Now, my idea was to target sports clubs for these, to sell these trailers to. And as you see here, they come with the spare tire and all that sort of thing. I actually got mags put on my sample. And by the way, I actually sold my sample during a period where it was kind of unforeseen as to where the world was going when it came to COVID. But if you have a look at some of these colors here, you can see that, there's a variety of colors. You can actually choose or get them to actually provide the colors you want. This is why, too, as well, when I get to this point, is that I've actually engaged with these suppliers and I've spoken to them about add-ons. I came up with a design that could actually be part of the trailer as well, separate but part of it, where you could put a LPG gas bottle and a gas cooker and all that sort of thing. So you could actually turn it into kind of like a real simplified camping trailer without having too much expense. All right. These also can actually put a roof rack on there where you can put a roof tent on it. They're strong enough. That's what those ridges are for. The actual frame at the back has got a slot for a bike holder, so you can actually put a mountain bike or just a normal bike on the back of the trailer. So it was very, very multi-purpose, and that's why I actually got one as a sample, and I was going to sell them. So, but the engagement with them was really cool. I been able to talk with them, discuss my plans. Oh, you can see here. There you go. There's the roof tent. Let's just go back here. Oh. There's so many different colors. You can have one tone color, or you can have multi-tone. But there is the tent can just go on top. Okay. So there are a lot of different variety, different things that you can actually do with it. So this is actually Alibaba. But what I'm trying to say is this is just a scenario or an instance of being able to connect with suppliers around the world, and some of the big suppliers like Alibaba is really, really big when it comes to supplying, especially things like this. trailers. They have fold-away trailers and all that sort of thing. Not just trailers. If you're not into trailers, if you're into something else, like all the small stuff, like maybe you don't want to go as big as a trailer. You just want to look at bulk. I don't know. What would you say if we go back here? Let's have a look at mobile phones. Now, I probably don't sell Apples or Samsungs because that market is all tied up. But let me let you on a little secret. When it comes to manufacturing phones, a lot of these big companies also do have a division where they will probably manufacture more cheaper phones, but not put their branding on it. No, they'll put a different brand on it. Okay, so that kind of happens too as well. If you have a look at Ford Motors, they make the Mazda engines and stuff like that, or Mazda cars. So, just a different, a different brand name, but kind of built in the same kind of like company, if you like. And that happens a lot. All right, so some of these phones might be kind of like very similar to a Samsung or an iPhone, but at the end of the day, they're not as good quality. But it means that they've got a market for people who want to buy more cheaper cell phones, if you like. All right, if you have a look at this one here. Okay, so this one here, what is this phone called? Now, at the end of the day, when you have a look at a phone like this, you kind of think, wow, that's pretty cool. At the end, and I have actually bought phones from, like through Alibaba and all that sort of thing. And, the quality's been pretty good. I think the quality now is exceptional. But look, you've got to have a look at these reviews. Appearance good, but system way too fake from Samsung. Okay, so there you go. The appearance is great, but the system way too fake. And it doesn't look like it's actually got high reviews. So you can literally tell by these reviews whether or not it's actually a good product to buy. It looks great, but functionality-wise, it's not the best. All right, by the sounds of it. But you can actually have a look through here, and you can actually, have a look at all the reviews. It's got an indicator here, store reviews. This one here has got 5 out of 5, but it's only got 1 review. So you really need to do your due diligence. I think there is a filter you may be able to use when it comes to, maybe it's on the side here. Let's have a look. Okay, so these are basically on reviews. So let's just go 4.5 up and have a look at these reviews, see if it actually filters out all the products or phones that have actually got good reviews. And there's 13 reviews on this one here. Oh, this is a tempered glass back camera lens screen protector. So this is just a screen protector. Mobile phone. I don't know. Is it a Galaxy? Okay, the new or above for silicon. That's a used mobile. So this is the fold camera. Okay. All right. So this is a used one. $489.99 for a Fold Z, Galaxy Z Fold. I don't know whether that's good or not. I am a Galaxy user. I have the last year's one, not the latest AI one, but yeah. So this would be a refurbished by Wholesale secondhand. Okay, so you can buy secondhand if you wanted to. Okay, so that's actually I'm going to finish it there, guys. I'm just going to close this down. So this is a little bit more about wholesalers, and I'm giving you insight. It really is practical experience with some of these wholesalers. Like I have bought stuff. I bought a lot of stuff in the past from Alibaba. I've actually used Alibaba to send stuff over to Amazon when I was doing Amazon. And I've used also American wholesalers to buy stuff to send over to Amazon as well. So I'm not actually sort of like limited to one wholesaler, and I'm not limited to one kind of like country as well. So it all comes down to, where you can get the best deal. Of course, I know with Alibaba, there's, especially with the suppliers on Alibaba, there's always a opportunity to work with the supplier to add stuff in. They're always looking, they're always receptive to, if you've got some great ideas that you want to add to the product. Particularly great if you want to do things like a white label product, if you like. I know a few years back, there was a seller who was from the US, and they were doing very, very well on Amazon with their actual particular product. It was a credit card tool. So it was a metal type credit card size tool that had maybe 2 or 3 crescent type slots, and even had the holes in the actual tool itself. It had a kind of a measuring device. It had a little saw on the edge of the tool. It had a screwdriver. You could just use it as a screwdriver, a certain part of it. So it was a really, really popular tool. In fact, that person was selling a ton of them. Now, that particular tool was literally the same as everybody else was selling, but just had different design on it, had their own brand name, may have had a few extra, tools to it, added into it. So this particular seller was obviously engaging with the supplier and telling them, I want this is how I want my packaging to look like. They did everything. So this is how far you can go in terms of actually individualizing your product, right? Making it yours. And you can talk to the supplier about that. You can talk to the manufacturer, and they're all willing to actually bend over backwards to help you. Was there a language barrier? Yes, of course, there were some language barriers, but ultimately they would have somebody that could speak some English that you could speak to. But the thing is that when you're dealing with people from these, from different companies, you just got to show, respect for their language, and and really try to extend yourself to communicate with them so that they can understand you. Common courtesy goes a long way. All right, that's me for today or tonight, wherever you are, whatever time it is. Hopefully you've got something from that. It was a little bit different to what I normally talk about. I don't really talk about wholesalers a lot because, people mostly want to know about drop shipping, and they don't really have maybe the capital to look at, buying bulk and stuff like that. But, sometimes, there might be a point that you may look into it, that you may want to actually look at, I don't know, creating your own product, or actually reinventing a product that has already been sold on, say, Alibaba, and talking to them, hey, look, I love your product, but I just want to make a few changes to make it my own product, to make it like it's my own brand or my own invention, if you like, so that I can actually get out there and sell it, and no one else is selling what I've created. Can you do that? And a lot of them are very receptive with that. Okay, they will listen to you, and they will go out of their way to do that for you. So maybe look at that. You might want to look at that at some point in the future when you're heading down your e-commerce journey. Just before we go, I just want to show you guys. This is our learning website, and this is where you can come if you want to purchase any types of courses or anything that maybe something you might be looking at wanting to learn about. There are some ones that don't cost anything, and there are some that, a lot of them actually are really affordable. My one's on here. It's iSummit360.com, and you can come to it there. Oh, sorry, not 360. Ecom 360.com. So iSummit360.com/ecom. And here it is. And you can purchase it here. It's more or less about drop shipping. I will also talk a bit about wholesale as well, because I have actually had a lot to do with that. At the end of the day, I'm trying to give a lot more broader information about what's available out there. Drop shipping is not the only thing that you can actually get into in your e-commerce journey. There are a few other different avenues you can go down in terms of e-commerce, but drop shipping seems to be primarily the one that most people are getting into at a more, I guess, affordable level, right? Because there's not a lot of investment involved to start off with. And basically, you sell as people buy. You don't have to purchase the items beforehand. Once someone purchases your item, then you charge them, they pay you, you pay the drop shipper. And that's how it kind of works. And is it a little bit more than what you would be doing if you were selling if you were buying wholesale to purchase product? Yes, it is a little bit more. But, you just got to allow for that in your profits. Anyway, if you want to come along and you want to purchase this course, come along to iSummit360.com/ecom, and there it is right there. Well, that's me, guys. I'm glad that you joined me, and I look forward to you to actually talking to you guys tomorrow, which will probably be my last time that I talk to you about e-commerce. It's just a candid conversation, or just really giving you information about my journey and about what I got involved in and all that sort of thing. But so I look forward to that. But wherever you are, have a good day, have a good evening, have a good afternoon, and we'll see you tomorrow night. Thanks for coming.
Hi, this is Simon Liang with GrooveAsia.cm. Are you already a part of the #1 community in the world? If not, do so right now for free training and support, along with live sessions to help you succeed. Start now by joining us in our private Facebook group and get more exclusive video content on our YouTube channel. Make sure to like and subscribe with notifications turned on for all updates. Join our community right now. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you on the inside at GrooveAsia.cm.